Backed by popular demand, we have Dr. Brad McEwen. He's that nutrition expert, naturopath, herbalist. He's an educator, heavily into research, recently just dropping something about chocolate being good for you, more about that later, and mentor with over 19 years clinical experience. This week, we look at the basic philosophy of sleep, and for those out there that are really interested in what emerging formulations are out there in relation to sleep.
Welcome to the Body Science Podcast, bringing you everything you need, want, and should know about health, fitness, nutrition, and training. As always, the information contained in this podcast is for the information purposes only and is not designed to diagnose or be prescriptive to treat, prevent, or manage any injury, disease, or other health-related condition.
Today's podcast is brought to you by the revolutionary new HydroxyBurn Sleep Rx. This natural therapeutic sleep formula is unlike any other, designed specifically to combat the negative impacts of poor sleep on the mind and body without the common side effects associated with other sleep aids. It combines innovative and clinically researched German ingredients Recoverben and Bluenesse with other safe proven herbs to calm the mind and soothe the nerves, helping you sleep better. How? Via lower levels of stress and anxiety and reduced muscle pain, improving your recovery time and enhancing mood. Sleep better.
It's that time of the day when we podcast. It's all happening at Body Science. This is Fit, Happy and Healthy Central, and with me is Mr. Fit, Happy and Healthy himself, Dr. Brad McEwen. Brad is a nutrition expert, naturopath, herbalist, educator, researcher, and has over 19 years of clinical experience. So we've got him in today to talk about a big one. It's a new product that's coming out in an area for us and an area that's very big in the fitness industry at the moment, and that's sleep. We spend all day talking about stamina, endurance. We talk about caffeine. We formulate to perform.
That's right. Zest for life.
So we also need to sleep perform.
That's it. And that's a very good way of actually putting it, sleep perform. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like it's the rest, recovery. And like we're just saying, we're always working ahead, pushing forward, moving on to the next. But if we don't have that rest and recovery and sleep performance, which is an art, you're just not going to be able to achieve your goals because you're going to feel too tired all the time.
So why is sleep so bound to mental wellness?
It's like a reset. So it allows the brain time to rest and recover, and it still thinks, because I want you to think the body's going 24 hours a day. But when you sleep and you shut down, it's like a reset of the brain. Mm-hmm. It's when we get memory consolidation, recall, things get laid down, the body remembers things more effectively. And it allows the brain to rest. So the rest of the body is still pumping your circulation and hormone levels and everything else. But the brain gets to then focus on those minor details of breathing and digestion and everything else at the end of the day. And without this recovery phase, you can see someone if they're not getting enough sleep or quality sleep.
Yeah, quality sleep.
Quantity and quality, we need to look at the difference. They just don't have that zest. The zing's gone a little bit and they're dragging themselves, and we might think, yes, stamina and endurance is great because we still need that. But looking at the core issue, not enough sleep quality or quantity could be the easy answer to their whole life's question of why they're always tired.
So what are some of the big concerns for someone who's suffering from lack of sleep?
There's research showing there's a high risk of cardiometabolic syndrome, so cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, atherosclerosis, osteoporosis, a lot of bone issues, because the body's not going for that repair phase. So it's only new science that we're looking at, and there's quite a few institutes in Australia that are looking specifically at sleep studies. Even sleep apnea could be just related to the quality of sleep that you're getting, not just the health condition.
Okay, interesting. So what are we looking in traditional herbal medicine in relation to people looking to get a better night's sleep or gearing themselves up for a better night's sleep?
It's getting prepared, rest and restore, getting there. What I always look for, and this is something that we've talked about over these last few weeks, is thinking of the synergy of the formulas. What's in the formula, what do we look for on the label, and what are the kind of dosages? Mm-hmm. And we briefly in the past talked about listed medicines and the quality of the ingredients as well. So when I'm looking at the formula, what's in it, and does it make sense to me? Do I understand it? And I look at a formula, and particularly for sleep, rest and recovery, I want to have something that can be seen to be doing that. calming the nerves, calming the system, soothing the body into sleep mode. So I'm looking for a herb called Ziziphus. And that's been used for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's calming, it's nurturing, it's nourishing for the nervous system, and helps you get that really good night's sleep.
Okay.
It's really good for that. And the best thing about it, you wake up the next day and you feel awesome.
Yeah.
You don't get that drowsy kind of, hangover feel like
I
some.
slept through my alarm clock.
I slept through the alarm clock because it finally did knock you out. It took a while, but then it gives you that drowsiness, and then you keep hitting the sleep button, the rest button. You just keep pressing it on your phone or your clock or whatever. In this case, it gives you that good restful recovery kind of sleep. And when you wake up in the next morning, it's like you felt like you slept well.
Okay, interesting. So what are the things that we're looking for with a good night's sleep? What is a good night's sleep?
Well, that's it. A lot of research is showing 6 to 9 hours a night is what's good.
Yep.
Anything less than 6 is bad. And in some cases, anything more than 9 has actually been seen to be bad.
Okay.
Because it's like the whole metabolic rate slows down.
Mm-hmm.
So some people, it sounds funny to say, as we talk about not enough sleep, some people get too much sleep. And when they get too much sleep, they feel tired, weak and fatigued all the time.
Yep.
Because the body's slow and sluggish, the metabolic rate goes down. You don't efficiently break down your carbohydrates and fats properly for fuel because it doesn't need to effectively. Then the opposite side is less than 6. You're not getting the rest and recovery phase. And again, we're always looking at quality.
Yeah, okay.
Quality is a big issue.
Quality is a big thing, isn't it?
Definitely.
So sleep, mental well-being, cognitive performance. I mean, a lot of people that take sleeping pills, like prescribed sleeping pills, or take some type of supplement, they go, wow, it knocked me out. You talk to them a couple of weeks later and life isn't that good. It's this thing of I'm just not feeling good. I don't have the capacity to be happy. I know I shouldn't say that word. I shouldn't say it like that, but
it's the feeling. Yeah,
it's that feeling of I've got to take another one. And you talk to someone who lacks with sleep, and they go, "Oh, I'm not going. I hope I sleep tonight. Yeah, I hope I do this." And it's a very negative aspect of people's lives. And so, from your perspective, as someone who's trying to keep that zest for life with people, what are we trying to do to get someone into a state to go to sleep or to want to go to sleep?
And that's the thing. It's part of that decision making. It's the focus to sort of say, right, I'm winding down for the day, and it's time to sleep.
Yep.
That's one of the big issues that people have a problem with. So then they take a prescribed pill and that's it. They don't need to think.
Yeah.
And then they wake up the next morning a little bit drugged feel, in some cases a little bit groggy. And that's a lot of the complaints that customers and patients say to me, is that they took the medicine, went to sleep, but when they wake up, they feel like they still haven't rested properly.
Yeah.
So it's done half the job in most cases. What we want to do is increase that rest and recovery mode and sort of ease you into sleep. Now, I'm not saying hours. Easing into sleep can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes rather than a quick snapshot.
Yep.
And what they're looking at with research is 7 to 15 minutes is like the average length it should take to get to sleep once you've made that decision.
What, 7 to 15 minutes?
Yeah,
wow.
That's what we're looking at with some research. So you hop into bed, it's like time to sleep now, if you know what I mean. Like you tell your body because you're in bed, you're resting, and it should take around that time. I know a lot of people where they hit the pillow and they're gone.
That's me.
There you go. Some people bang like that, and other people they toss, they turn, they're overthinking, they're tick 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 tick. They find it very hard. They get in different positions and everything else like that, and they just can't do it. And then when they do finally get to sleep, they wake up and they're not rested because they've been too much moving around in bed first. So you're a lucky one. You hit the pillow and away you go. Other people could spend, and I'll use the word spend, they can spend 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours trying to get to sleep. Wow. Finally get to sleep and the alarm goes off. And that's just full on. I've never experienced that myself, but I had a number of patients that do, and it's like, it's pretty suffering, you know.
How many people come to talk to you about sleep? I mean, is someone who's in natural medicine a go-to when it comes to sleep?
Very much so. I'll probably have around about 20% of patients that I've seen in the past.
Wow.
And it's a large percentage because everyone always wants better energy, better sleep, better, you know.
Yeah.
It's what we want. It's that craving zest, you know. And sleep's always a big issue, but it's not often talked about.
Okay. Well, for those people that don't know, and you wouldn't outside, the new product we're bringing out is HydroxyBurn Sleep Rx. And Dr. Brad was with the team when we were formulating that product and threw some great herbs at us to use and some different concepts outside of knocking people out. We wanted to look at a more holistic wellness approach to making you feel that you can focus on, I want to go to sleep versus I'm out.
That's it. And that's one of the main things I want us to think about. It's the focus to get to sleep. It's some people call it the monkey mind.
The monkey mind.
The monkey mind is tick, tick, tick. Everything's going over. What are you doing today? What are you going to do tomorrow? You've got meetings. And it's called the monkey mind because it's like that monkey with the typewriter kind of thing. And with this herbal combination and nutrients in there, it allows the body to ease into the sleep mode more efficiently. I can use that word, more efficiently, and calms the system down. Mm-hmm. And then allows you to get into that sleep mode without knocking you out straight away. I've used this combination in patients for stress and anxiety.
Okay.
Because it's a very good calmative effect.
Yes.
Even if it wasn't without sleep issues. Mm-hmm. Find it very useful in that case as well.
Okay, that's nice to know.
So very good add-on function.
Nice. Do you want to run through the formula that we've put together here and tell people what's in it? Like you've covered the first herb.
Yeah, so the first herb is Ziziphus, which has traditionally been used for a very long time. The next one is Kava. And Kava is something that's very interesting because it's used a lot in the Pacific Islands for various health reasons. It's like their elixir of life for a lot of areas. And a number of years back, there was a bit of negative vibe with Kava that it wasn't so good for us. Mm-hmm. And that was part of a processing issue. So some places weren't using proper processing techniques. And the TGA have worked with that now, proper facilities to get the best out of the herb. Kava is very useful for stress and anxiety, mild depression, so I can't say depression exactly, but I've used it in those patients. And it's very good calming and nurturing of the system. And the best thing about Kava, again, is it won't knock you out, but it'll allow you to get into that nice, comfortable sleep. And if there is any background anxiety, particularly if you've got a 9 o'clock meeting tomorrow morning, you'll be able to sort of work through the processes of that more efficiently. So it works on the focus and that concentration, but not to keep you awake.
Okay, nice.
So it's quite exciting. Vitamin B6, we could do a whole podcast just on B6. It's fantastic. Stress, anxiety, nervous tension, energy, blood glucose, neurological pathways. B6 just has infinite uses. Okay. It's a great nutrient in the formula. And for those of you out there in podcast land, if you don't dream or don't remember your dreams, it's normally related to a B6 deficiency.
So if I don't remember my dreams, and this is day after day, I'm lacking B6.
That's right.
And is that doing anything else to me that I should be concerned about outside of I'm not remembering my dreams?
So some people believe it works with memory and recall over time because it's the brain starts playing over scenarios and consolidating the data. Mm-hmm. Think of it like a computer system. You're consolidating the data over time. That way, like I can say to you now, what's 1 + 1 equal? And unless I'm talking about synergy, you'll say 2. Yeah. You learnt that when? Like so long ago. And that's because when we're younger, we slept more. Mm-hmm. And as we get older, we need less sleep. And then we hit a certain age and we need more sleep. Like the andropause thing that we've talked about in the past and menopause. Yep. Once we start hitting sort of 70s, 80s, 90s, we need a little bit more sleep because our recovery system's a bit slower. Okay. But when we're younger, kids seem to have more time in the world because they're learning times tables and everything else and new things in the world. And they get more sleep, which allows them to consolidate that information, put it all into its spots in the brain because the brain's fascinating. We're still learning about it. Yep. It's fantastic how it works. And the way how we're thinking is if we work with dream recall and improve that, people seem to work better overall. Okay. And they seem to be happier as well because everyone talks about dreams. And your dream might be to run a business. Let's talk about those dreams. And that's like it's a word that people use. And then you have someone go, I don't have dreams. And it's like a negative vibe to it. Do you know what I mean? Yep. So if we can work with those pathways, and it's related to the serotonin melatonin pathway. So melatonin is your day-night cycle, helps you sleep better. Yep. It gets secreted and excreted and works with your balance. And serotonin, of course, is your feel good that we talk about. B6 has a way of metabolizing and regulating those pathways. Nice. So it's great. Another nutrient we have in there is chromium.
Yeah, I was interested because, I mean, you guys push for chromium and it wouldn't be one of my go-tos in a sleep formula, so I was very interested to see why you put that in there.
Yeah, and it's something people don't think about. But one thing I want you to think about is this. Chromium is very essential for carbohydrate, sugar metabolism, glucose metabolism, as well as fat metabolism. When you go to sleep, you're sort of in that resting, slowing down phase. The body may not be able to metabolize glucose effectively, keeping the energetics working effectively, which that means you wake up.
Absolutely. Okay.
It's like a shock to the system. And some people may even wake up with a jolt, or when they're going to sleep, it's a jolt. It's like the body trying to kickstart something's not right. It's like there's blood sugar levels are dropping below safe levels for the body, so it actually makes you get up. And that's the midnight snackers sometimes. Yep. So they get up, or 1 or 2 a.m., they get up and have something to eat, whether it's chocolate or a cup of tea or coffee or a burger or something. And that's because their blood glucose regulation is out of balance.
Okay.
So if we are able to set this up to start with, you have a good dinner, good protein, good quality nutrients. Yep. You absorb that into the system, and overnight when you're asleep, the blood glucose levels are maintained. Therefore, when you wake up in the morning, you feel better anyway, more energized. But also, you get a better quality sleep.
Yeah, nice. That's interesting.
So it might look weird being in there, but it's going to do great guns work.
Well, that's what we want. We want results.
That's it.
The next big one is one of my favourites, Bluenesse. I love that little German province. I love the team that's putting together some of the research around these products from over there. Lemon balm, something you've spoken about extensively. Yeah. Why would I take that before I go to bed?
Well, it's part of it's calming and relaxing. Mm-hmm. So we talk about it sort of works with focus, memory, concentration, but it has that balancing effect where it can keep us calm and relaxed, and it eases us into sleep better.
And it's so you're talking when you're talking there, you're talking about, okay, if I'm using it during the day, it might be to focus on what I've got to get done, but at night it's I'm focusing. Let's go to sleep.
That's it.
Let's finish this day and start a new one.
And that's the way I see it. It's like that trigger point.
Yeah.
So I've used lemon balm for many years for people who have the stress and anxiety during the day. And like what you're saying, it won't knock you out because you need to be active, you need to be focused. Yep. But going into that sleep side, it allows us to calm and relax enough to reducing down anxiety and stress levels, and then allowing us to focus on the task at hand, which is sleep. So you can effectively hop in the bed and lay there and say to yourself, it's time to sleep. And it's like that trigger effect for the body to get itself ready.
Yeah, focus on sleep.
And you can do your meditation, which helps as well. Some people, I don't suggest counting sheep or anything else like that because it gets the mathematical brain going. But the idea is to sort of focus on it's time to sleep, get myself prepared.
Nice.
But lemon balm is well known for that. It's also useful for a lot of digestive problems as well. We find it very good where people get a lot of cramps and spasms. And that sort of anxiety butterflies kind of vibe. We find it works very well in those people too.
Okay, interesting.
Calm and relaxing in many areas.
So, and from a digestive point of view, as you just mentioned, so after dinner going to bed, any benefit there or?
Definitely.
Okay.
So you've eaten your meal, you sat down and relaxed a little bit, and then you move into the sleep mode. One thing I have to make a point of here is that in today's world, we're very hyped up. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of mental activity, a lot of stuff happening. And if you sit down, have dinner, and then watch a movie, which a lot of people do, and it could be like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie or action-packed movie or something, the way how the body works is it's taking that on.
Okay.
So you get your cortisol spikes, you get your stress levels increase, and then you find it hard to sleep because the body's adrenaline scope is in the movie, particularly the surround sound and everything else like that. If we can work with the lemon balm and Sleep Rx, etc., allowing the body to get into that natural state of relaxation, you can switch it. So you can enjoy your movie and calm down and relax and get into sleep a lot better.
Okay, nice. And Recoverben, it's a new herb in Australia. It's one that the German company that makes Bluenesse threw at us via Craig, associate of ours. You were quite keen for us to look at putting a recovery aspect into a sleep formula, which I don't believe anyone's really doing at the moment. So do you want to explain from your point of view why this synergy happens between these calming herbs and a product that actually helps with muscle, which is, we're looking at the other side of the spectrum there. We're not just talking about the brain.
That's it. And when it comes to sleep, it's a global effect. It's a whole body response. And if we can work with muscle metabolism, calming the muscle cramps and spasms, we can ease ourselves into sleep much more easier. And the Recoverben, I like the name, it's got recover in it. It's great. Aloysia. So Recoverben, it has that calming, relaxing effect and easing you into sleep, but also just like the de-stress side of things.
Yep.
And if we combine this with a number of other nutrients as well, like you're thinking of the muscle recovery, so I'm thinking of ZMB6.
Yep.
I reckon that's a lovely formula. I've got a name for it.
Yep.
I like to call it Zumba.
Zumba.
ZMB6 Zumba.
Yeah.
And look, it's a great formula. Zinc, magnesium, B6, hence its name.
Yes.
And it's also got the black pepper in there. And the black pepper is, again, a very good antioxidant, anti-inflammatory circulation as well. So that way people get muscle cramps and aches and pains. It's very useful for that.
Yep.
Anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. And the combination of these here together actually would be very good for really easing you into sleep much better. It's going to work with the nervous system, different hormone levels, so rebalancing things out for sleep.
Yep.
It's perfect for that. And in the combination of the two, we like talking about synergy.
Yes.
It's going to allow us the 1 + 1 = 3 effect. Better results together.
Yep.
And interestingly enough, ZMB6 can also be used for, stamina and endurance and performance as well. And again, that's what we talk about with sleep. It's sleep performance.
Okay.
It's a
Actually, I think that'll be a
combination.
new word to come out, sleep performance. It's not something that a lot of people talk about. So, look, I think that's enough on this product. Let's be honest. It's
Yeah, I'm very excited about it,
Yeah.
really.
I'm interested to see, the whole brain muscle 360-degree view concept of a sleep formula. Haven't seen that before, so hopefully the marketplace enjoys what we've done here. And let's see.
That's right. Well, I have a saying, give it a go and let me know. Let us know. It's a really exciting product. The ingredients in there, the synergism, the way how the formula works together for calming and nurturing and, getting the system into that sleep mode, it's perfect.
So, Dr. Brad, one of the things you said when we were putting this formula together is this is a remedy brand. Like this, it's about a remedy. So we threw the RX on the end of it. So why is RX on the end of?
That's right.
Products?
It's an interesting terminology because it comes back from the old days of medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So sleep RX for everyone means sleep remedy. And what you look at with the RX used to be joined together.
Yep.
And the line of the X used to be how much medicine that person needed
Oh,
to
really?
actually get the results.
Is that right?
So it's a historical point there. It's quite exciting that so RX was always remedy. So this is the remedy for you. And when it was prescribed, I want you to imagine, actually I'll draw it. Here you go, people. So you got the R and the X was actually combined. You probably can't see it there.
We'll actually put something at the bottom of
something
at the bottom of the podcast
Just
on
on the
that.
bottom. But the actual X part where the line was, so the longer the line, the more remedy or medicine that person needed. So that's a very big historical point. So when we're looking at the name of the formula, we're thinking, we're using herbs that have a very good historical traditional use with modern day medicine. So let's combine the two together. Sleep remedy, sleep RX.
Interesting. Jump on Google, search the word Recoverben, search the word Bluenesse. Have a look. These are clinically proven formulas. They've got their own research based on their brand. Have a read of what it's got to say and tell us what you think. Thanks for coming on board, Dr. Brad. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you.
This week's podcast was brought to you by our favourite retail partners, Nutrition Warehouse nationally, Mr. Supplement, Sporty's Warehouse, Fat Burners Only, Evelyn Faye, where they are stocking HydroxyBurn Sleep Rx with the bonus ZMB6+, 7 clinical studies between Bluenesse and Recoverben. Great ingredients. Take your training to the next level.